Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am the Starlian, and I have a few downloads for the collective I read for. And if this message resonates with you, please continue to watch. If it doesn't, that's totally okay. I read for a very specific group, a very specific collective who's going through a very specific type of ascension, level of ascension, however you want to phrase it. I'm not for everybody. If I'm for you, stay tuned. We got some things to talk about. So, the first message that I have received is once the spell is broken, you have to prove your power. The system is watching for all of those who say they're powerful but have yet to prove said power. Ding ding, my phone just went off. When these spells break, you start to see yourself differently. We talked about the image, the self-image. We talked about the mirror shattering. We talked about the ability to see your own greatness, okay? Once in a while, someone amazing comes along, and here I am. Chew on that. Because your greatness is here right now. Grab it, and use it in your day-to-day for whatever creative project you're pushing forward, for whatever creation energy you want to portray in your life, whether it be a child, whether it be a business, whether it be a service, whatever it is in your reality. It's your responsibility now to prove that nothing is in your way, to prove that there is no spell that can break you, there is no wounding that can keep you back from your greatness. The system is watching you and is asking you, with Saturn going direct too, this has a lot to do with Saturn going direct, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Proving your power means going up against the thing, person, situation that you know is trying to spell you, right? It's trying to put a spider web on your face so you can't see yourself. It's trying to block your money. It's trying to send you a bill that they say you have to pay, but you don't have to pay it. The fuckery that's going on in finances to keep divine ones down right now is at an all-time high. I'm going to tell you a story. So last year around this time, I had this car, and I was always kind of underwater with this car. I got a bad deal on the car, and I was always trying to fight my way to get in the black with this car. So I go to pay, my monthly payment. I go to pay my monthly payment, and I hear very, very loudly, "Don't pay it." And I was like, what the fuck? I need this car. Don't pay it. And I was like, okay. And they were like, trust us. Do not pay this bill. Don't do it. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm going to be so fucked, right? Like, what's happening? So what ended up happening is I didn't pay the bill. My car got repoed because I didn't pay the bill, right? They took it. I'm giving you this information on purpose. I'm not ashamed of what I did because, man, let me tell you. So this happened in they took it, right? So they took the car. A few months later, I get a check for $3,000 for overpayment on that car. I had already paid off the car, and they were demanding more money from me. The fuckery is real. Okay, so some of you some of you may have something outstanding that looks really urgent, right? It looks like you have to pay it now or this is going to happen. The consequence punishment system situation is at an all-time high, and it's trying to get you to ignore it, to ignore your own power and your own intuition, your own connection to your guides who are telling you maybe don't do it. Maybe it's fuckery. Maybe they're trying to keep you in the red, okay? I hope this is making sense. So that might resonate with one or two of you or three of you, whatever. I hope that you can really take that, to be brave and take that risk, because that's a timeline loop for your finances. Because what's happening right now, as we're going to talk about Saturn right now. So Saturn went direct on Saturday, I believe. It was before the clocks changed, so I believe it was midnight, 1 a.m., something like that. Saturn is asking us right now, have you began to become great? Have you started the process of showing up in your greatness in your everyday life? Have you expanded your own identity from the space of wounding and limitations to an understanding of your own greatness? Have you been able to stand in front of the people, places, and situations that are trying to keep you small and say, I'm fucking amazing and here I am? I'm a once in a lifetime motherfucker. You feel me? I'm a once in a lifetime woman. I'm a once in a lifetime man. I'm a once in a lifetime divine ass being. That being said, when these things, if it hasn't hit you yet with this financial stuff, it will. If you're truly ascending out of the program, it will. I just know that it will. I have a client that I work with, and she experienced the same thing. I came out in one of her reads. I was like, you're gonna have this situation happen, and it's gonna be really confusing because you think you have to, because they're saying you have to, but you don't. So don't do it. I was like, tap into your intuition and really, really see if you should take this, if you should give them this lump sum, or if you should say, fuck you, give me proof of why, right? Give me proof of why. Because half the time, 90% of the time, a divine being at this point in time space is proving its power by saying, give me proof of why. Okay? So I hope that resonates. I hope that helps some of you out there, because this money game, this money maze of through the ascension process can be very, very tricky. So because they got a lot of little tricks and loopholes. Okay. The next thing I want to say is seeing the heart in all you want. How does it connect through true love? What you want to create in this world going forward, what you want to deliver to this world, what you want to be seen as great for doing in this world. How does it connect to your true love of self? Okay, that's a serious journal entry for some of you who are like, I have so many ideas, I want to do so many things, I know I'm good at this, I'm great at this, because us as divine beings, we're channels. We can literally channel anything that we already know in our Akashics, that we already have done in past lives, that et cetera, et cetera. So, and stuff that we're learning now that we want to pursue or we want to be great at, we have to connect it through here, okay? And what their little money maze game trap thing, loophole shit that they're doing is attempting to keep us out of our abundance and our own love of what we know we are great at, of what we know we can achieve greatness for the collective at whatever. I don't know how to say that correctly. But I hope that resonates with some of you. Ask yourself what your heart needs to prove to yourself that greatness is in you and external to you, that greatness will be mirrored back to you in your reality. And that greatness will make a hard, true impact for the collective. So these are things that are going to immediately address anything that's left in the root chakra. I have these chakra cards. We're going to pull cards. Anything that's left in the sacral blockages in regards to relationships. There's a lot of relationship healing too. Your relationship with money is a big one. Okay, your relationship with self-love is a big one. Your relationship with your own stability and understanding your new identity is a big one. What is your name? Not the one that the government says. What is your name? And if you're a being like me, you're like, I got a million. Okay, you're like, I've been around the block so many times, I don't have one. But there is an identity shift when it comes to your name as well, and what you want to be referred to as in this new timeline. Okay. What was the other one? Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So during 2021, I kept getting the information that it was 2012 and not 2021. Some of you may have gotten that same message. When I really dug into it, I saw there were a bunch of wormholes, and there was a sequence of events that had occurred from 2021 to 2012 that shifted things, and CERN did a lot of things to shift this as well and cause these wormholes to open. So But it was on purpose so we could recycle. Sorry. So we could recycle back into so we could recycle and see our karma. So we could recycle and see ourselves from different timelines and time spaces and past lives, etc. So we could recycle. I'm saying on purpose. I know nobody likes that. It's not a good prefix or whatever, but recycling from 2021 to 2012 was really important at that time to really understand the wormhole and how our energetic bodies were being recycled through the soul matrix. Right now it is 2023 on paper, right? It's 2023. 2023 is 2032. So right now we're in the similar situation that we were with the 2012-2021 situation. But at that time, we were dealing with the number 5. We were dealing with the change. We were dealing with the shift in, I'm hearing change key in our perspective, change key in our understanding, a change key in what we thought about ourselves, change key in what we knew trauma to really be, change key, right? 2023 and 2032 is a 7, right? It's a 7. 2 connect 5, 7. The bridge, the 2, the unified field with the 5, the change key. This is a level up of understanding how you're unifying within your divine masculine and feminine self, your plus and minus, your electricity, and your magnetism, how they are aligning and how you are shifting out of certain aspects of self because they are aligning. So with that comes, how are you being projected in 2032? Meaning, are you on the world stage? Are you in the middle of a farm and you're building an entire community with your family? What are you doing and who are you in 2032? This is very, very important because between now, 2023, and 2032, there is an entire cleanup that is happening that will have had happen. So by 2032, the Earth will look very different. Who is alive on the Earth will look very different. I'm not just saying this to stoke any fear in anybody, and if you're afraid, I don't know if you're on the path. Please listen. While we ascend up, others have to align to the ascension or they get recycled. They go back into the wheel. So, that is what it is. It's not good, it's not bad, it just is, right? Detaching from the emotional aspect of that, and oh my God, poor them. You're the only soul you can save. Okay? I know you know this already, but you're the only soul you can save. How do you want to be projected into reality in 2032? Aligning to that identity of self, aligning to that image of the true you and your true power is going to help you figure out how now you can plan for your greatness, how now you can really align to that greatness, how now you can commit to learning what you need to learn to be that in 2032. Okay, my candle's going nuts right now as I'm saying this. So I know that that's a lot. 2032 and 2023. It's not a mirror. It's a wormhole. Okay, it's the elevator up. Okay, you know what I mean? But as we kind of get into this new sense of self, we have our new kind of identity with our new name or what we want to be referred as out in the world, that is aligned truly with our abundance, that isn't aligned with our karmic family history, that isn't aligned with our wounding, that isn't blah, 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 blah. Okay? It's truly aligned with our truth, our power, and the sword in which we use to cut out everything that has ever held us back and that is currently presently trying to hold us back with our truth. That sword you got. Use it. Okay? Use it. And try and not get into the emotional feels of what it means to use it. Honor your emotions in every moment. Yes, they do not run you. Feel me? They do not run you. Because you are the water and the earth and the air and the spirit of fire. So that being said, let's pull some cards. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Saturn direct is really kind of kicking our butts and saying, hey, are you ready? Are you ready? Because I got my checklist here, and you may not have understood how deeply this wounded you when you were 5. What happened in 1987 might have really fucked you, So some things we may have addressed, and then you know how this goes. You have to kind of level up and level up and level up again. And as we pass through certain layers and levels of these certain wounds, we go deeper into them and we see there's more there. So be patient with yourself and take time for yourself. Really let yourself go internally. If you have to isolate for a little bit. If you have to sit in the bathtub for 3 hours and talk to your guides, do it. If you have to draw yourself in the future, what are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you listening to? What's your music taste like? What does your family dynamic look like? Where are you living? These are things that are going to help us create our own path through our own divine sight of ourselves and our image. And that's what they fucked with the Scorpio energy. And that's what Eagle is getting us out of. So, talked about Eagle before anyway. I'm going to use the Urban Tarot. I hope that I hope that helps anybody out there who's having any issues right now. The Urban Tarot, we're going to kind of dig in with this. And then we're going to access the body template and see how our chakras are expanding and what we can expect in regards to physical symptoms, physical ascension, etc. And then at the end, we're going to deal with this. I'm going to pull some soul cards. This is one of my favorite things to do with my own, when I was taking private clients. Really, you look at it and you get your own message. It's just images. So you look at the soul cards and you see what your soul needs you to know at this time. All right? Let's get into it. When it comes to proving your power, some of you may, like I said, I told that story about my car loan and everything on purpose. Some of you may have to do something very, very, very uncomfortable and very unconventional to prove your power. Some of you may have to I'm hearing ignore outside counsel because they don't have this viewpoint. They can't see the system in this way. Okay. I'm getting that mentor thing again about how the mentor can kind of warp your mind from your own conscious ascension. So like everything, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Okay, and really stand in your truth on that. Fire Dancer, Princess of Wands. So this is the Page of Wands energy. This came out in the last read I did. This is so important. This is your inner child fire. This is the spirit of you just not giving a fuck and just showing up in the way that you were great, in the way that you were amazing. You amaze people with how good you are at doing said thing. You are amazing at performing. You are amazing at writing. You are amazing at speaking. You are amazing at cooking, dancing, singing, writing. Again, you're amazing at doing whatever you're doing. You're amazing at teaching, okay? There are things on the bottom. They said on the bottom again, the Chariot. There's that 7 sitting on top of the taxi in the middle of the rain. There's a gung-ho feeling I'm getting too. Let this energy overpower any doubt you have in yourself, because that doubt was from the old and it was from the wounding. Okay, it was from the inner child wounding. I'm hearing September to November. So a lot of you may have been accessing this from September to November of this year, of 2023. You may have been going through this. I know I have. You may have been going through this back and forth of knowing your worth, knowing your power, and then getting sucked into a little bit of self-doubt. Of this is so intense, I don't know if I can do it, kind of a thing. And your confidence, leveling up your confidence to a space where you aren't afraid to show off. Don't be afraid to show off. Don't be afraid to show off. I'm going to say that again. Do not be afraid to show off. Because you're amazing and you're great. And the world needs to see you. The world needs to hear you. The world needs to know what the fuck you're about. All praises to the Most High. Thank you so much for these messages. What else do we have for the collective? Take it. Okay. Six of Cups, Prince of Cups. All right. So we got this Six of Cups energy. Pleasure. A lot of relationships are coming in. A lot of relationships are being healed. A lot of relationships are being exalted. Okay? Part of the reason... I'm seeing this in a couple of different ways. I'm seeing this as the mirror, right? We got a hand here, we got a hand here. This is the Prince of Cups. So this is the Page of Cups energy. What I'm kind of seeing, I'm seeing a mix of them, of the Watcher energy. That Watcher energy, trying to make sure that you are placed in a place where they can still control you. Okay? Some of you may resonate with this energy when it comes to relationships. Know who you're around and know what their agenda is with you. Know what their intention is with you. Know if they're true or not. Be discerning in who you allow into your own projected field, into your own reality. It's your choice. It's always your choice. Okay? We're going to clarify. But I do see... So I did talk about the new moon in Taurus and Taurus season. Taurus season is huge in the ascended exaltation. Okay? So those who are ascending the divine feminine throne thrives in Taurus season. Okay, so what you are doing right now with getting in touch and in tune with your greatness, your amazingness, etc., you're setting yourself up for the throne that thrives in May. Okay, May 1st is a very, very, very big time. It's a very big day. May 1st may actually be a day that resonates with you in your world in some way. Something may have occurred on May 5th throughout your life. There may be some sort of anniversary or a birthday, maybe your birthday. I don't know. But May 1st is a very big change gate. Okay? There's like a, I'm going to be careful. I always say this because I don't want to offend anybody, but there is a little bit of a fear when you see how deep the fuckery goes with the system, and you see the system and how it works. You decode Babylon, you see all the words and the numbers and the gematria code, and then you can understand the colors and the star systems and all of the things that tie reality into fucking reality. When it comes time for you to be seen and be great and be on stage, spotlight on you, limelight, etc., it may trigger a little bit of, oh my God, they're watching me. Can they fuck with me still? Are they going to stop me? How can they, because you may have gone through things like, your page may have been shut down because you said something they don't like, or you may have had some sort of blockage in some regard because the system doesn't like how much power you have. Okay? What I'm kind of getting here is that the pleasure and the reality of you being great. Okay? So your own sense of pleasure, your own Venusian energy of understanding how powerful you are and how awesome it is to show off your true self, that energy is just naturally going to trigger the polarity, which is, oh my God, they hate me, the haters, right? They may send people into your field to fuck with you, or get somebody that's really powerful that has some sort of resource you need to control you in some way. Use your discernment. Use your discernment, because you can see on top and over, you can see above it, is my point. Okay, you can see above it. I'm going to say that again. You can see above it, and you can see yourself above it. This does not make you better than anybody. It makes you self-aware. This does not make you better than anybody. It makes you powerful. This does not make you better than anybody. It makes you amazing. It makes you awesome. Okay? And because it comes from here, and because it's aligned from here, in your true love of self and all things, Nothing can take it from you. But best believe for the rest of the reality and where this system thing had any power at all, it's going to be watching you. And it's going to be constantly taking notes on how to stop you. Watch it watch you. Watch it watch you. 0110. 212212. That was too many. What else we have here for the collective? Thank you guys for being here. Click the like if you dig. Drop a comment on anything that resonates. I do this because it's a responsibility to have this information and share it. And if you have your own channel, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. If you have your own, space of using your voice. And there she is. The Queen of Wands, the public defender, next to the cheetah or leopard. I don't know what that is. This Queen of Wands energy is the evolution of this. Okay? In 2019, before they started fucking with the realm, and the ascension was going the way it was supposed to, the planets and everything were ascending the way they were supposed to, and then they fucked with fucking time-space in 2020. 2020 was not just about a disease that was released from a lab. It was way bigger. In 2019, I heard, and I got the message over and over and over, that the energy that makes it, the divine feminine energy that makes it across the finish line for the whole gang is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Confidence, the Queen of Spirit, the Queen of bravery, tenacity. The kingdom of heaven is taken by violence. And it is not physical. It is energetic. You feel me? This should be you in 2032. If you so want to align to it. Okay? I hope that's helpful for you guys out there. 6-6. The balance and harmony of both energies, both polarities. 6. 42, 6. 33. We're balancing right now. That's why I'm doing this. 6 is also a number of Saturn. Surprise. So, we're done with these. Look at the bottom. And there it is. That is what we're overcoming right now. The depths of how deep this sorrow went. The depths of every traumatic thing you've ever experienced in your life has gone and attacked your own being. This is what you're overcoming with all of this. Okay? This is what you're deciding to put to bed for once and for all. This energy and the sword of truth conquers these 3 swords, man. I sure do. So use your sword of truth and your discernment and your reality to only align with that in which helps your greatness grow, with that in which inspires you, with that in which pushes you towards the betterment of you and a higher level of love for the self. Okay? Hope that message finds you well. I hope that's helpful. We're going to clarify this with these lovely chakra cards. Let's get a shuffle. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for being here. I'll try not to make this too long. New York City is also a very, very powerful place. It is a very highly energetic place. And it ain't just because of the buildings and the cars and the noise and all the people. I'm hearing the Iroquois. Okay, so New York State is a very, very spiritual, highly charged place. And where I come from, 9/11 never happened. Okay? And the certain loopholes that were created can be conquered and shut down as you ascend through certain dimensional levels of fuckery that have happened to you in your energetic body, in your light body, etc. And different dimensions of physical reality where you exist. Those little shit there, but anyway. All right, tell me about this dancer energy with the Princess of Wands. Isolation, yeah. Some of you might need to, take a little time for yourself. Dress up, maybe. I'm getting some of you may really benefit from taking yourself out to dinner. If you're single and you've been alone for a while, you've been recouping, taking your soul back from this fucked up, timeline fuckery. Maybe one of the things that you may benefit from in your own ability, there we go, burping. Ooh, excuse me, in your own ability to elevate your sense of self would be to dress up and go to a fancy, take yourself out for a fancy meal and sit by yourself, table for one, and just own that shit. You know what I mean? These things challenge how we feel about ourselves. When we take ourselves out to the movies, when we go and we do things by ourselves, if we have problems with our own confidence level, and we give our external reality all this power over how we feel about ourselves, it's going to be triggered. So the test may be, Saturn is asking, can you go and show your greatness on your own? Can you go in your own spiritual light and share it on your own in physical reality amongst human beings who are walking around and not just here, not just online or something, but go out and connect? Because you'll be wiser for it. Wisdom, heart chakra. We got the heart chakra and the throat chakra here. Okay, so connecting the heart and the throat and the high heart in the middle. Right? The clearing of all the gunk that has accrued from you speaking about your world in such a negative way, or speaking about your past in a negative way, speaking about partnerships, speaking about your own ability to be pleased with your own sexual energy and to please others with your own sexual creativity, your sexual life force energy. Really tapping into the wisdom that's held there and being able to speak it. There has been that especially as little girls, we had been programmed into shaming ourselves for our own sexuality, shaming ourselves for our own, for the things we find pleasure in too. So now is the time where we really tap into what it feels like to feel sexy, to be seen as sexy, and to be seen as exalted because of that, not degraded because of that. Shining from here with sexual energy instead of shining from here with sexual energy. It's a different, it's a different vibe. This is the wisdom. Okay, this is the wisdom of your true divine essence coming through. I am getting a sense of hands too. The hands. Okay, so the physical reality, the physical body, and how the ascension of this heart chakra, I think I talked about this before, is coming through the hands, right? So you may feel heat, you may feel pricks, you may feel itchy, right? They say when your hands are itchy, you're coming into money, that kind of thing. You may be having that going on. And you may be, as this power comes back to you too, it's going to start to flush kind of the gunk out of the cell memory and the cell walls of your chest and your throat. So your lungs are going to clear. You're going to cough. You might have a bit of a sinus thing. Your throat energy is coming back. So you may feel very, tight here. Your lymph nodes may be a little bit swollen because they're flushing. Lots of water. Rest as needed. You know how to take care of yourself. But the body is responding to this in a positive way that may feel very I'm really tired today, or I just have all this gunk, I got all this mucus, whatever it is. That's your body attuning to this level of you. That makes sense. all happens energetically first, and then it's physical. And there's your energy coming back with your solar plexus power. Okay, the joy of you being you, and you being amazing and being you being grateful that you had the experience you had in this world, and how that made you. How that wounding showed you everything that was actually your power points in yourself. And how you can use that for your ascension process and for the continuation of your bloodline in this world. Okay? I also had this whole download about the 13 families of Atlantis, and that's a whole thing. So we're not going to talk about that today. This joy energy, though, I feel is it's a result of taking a chance on yourself, maybe going dancing by yourself and just dressing up, making yourself feel like you are your best image of you. Okay? Because the feeling is how the newness is birthed, right? The emotional body is the water, is how the newness is birthed. We want to birth the newness, yes? So prove to yourself and prove to this fucking system that you are completely aligned with your power, and that you can do whatever the fuck you want to do and no one's going to touch you. And you can make anything happen, right? And you can put the old to bed. You can put the old to bed. This is that sacral energy and that trauma, all of the old stuff that kept you stuck, all of the pain and the suffering, all of the attacks on your wealth, all of the attacks on your money and your abundance frequency that they're trying to do with, like I said, that whole bill thing that's not real but isn't. Okay? That's really going to connect to this joy energy. When you clear that level, when you tap into this joy in this way, I'm seeing some of you dance in the rain too. So you may actually, throughout Scorpio season, Eagle season, whatever you want to call it, there, maybe a rainy day where you feel this ascension happen in your body. You feel the completion come to an end. It may have already happened. Like I said, they said September through November. So it may have already happened in October. It may have happened in September. I don't know. Everybody's on their own path. But in this night, I see somebody dancing at night. I'm sorry. In this now, your joy is completing this. Okay? Your joy is completing all of the past things that kept you small, or kept you feeling small, kept you doubting yourself, etc. Tell me about this pleasure. Tell me about this pleasure card, please. I'm seeing a lot of gas, again with the farting. Okay? So as the sacral starts to clear, there will be lots of gas. It's okay. You're raising your frequency and your vibration in that area. So if you're, seeing a lot of fruit, pineapple specifically. So if you can get yourself a lot of pineapple, it'll really help your bloodstream kind of push out some of those stuck frequencies that were hindering your sacral and your solar from connecting and weaving them together. If that makes sense. Tell me about this pleasure energy, please. Thank you. This is what I was talking about. The sexual energy and feeling guilty for being pleased. Feeling guilty. Scorpio loves sex. Okay? This time of year, Scorpio rules the occult, right? Rules sexual energy in the underbelly of things. If you are coming into a place where you're feeling guilty for some sort of pleasure that you love, right? You love, and it brings you joy, sit down with yourself and talk about that, because that is a shadow aspect that needs to be seen and integrated. Okay? Nothing is wrong. Nothing is quote unquote wrong. But your job is to find out what is divinely correct for you. What is divinely correct for you? Okay? Don't feel guilty. That's a very, very, very low vibration, and that is what they want you to be in so they can siphon you some more. We've been there, we've done that, we know how this rodeo goes. Okay? So throughout Scorpio season, there's going to be this connect of joy over the guilt and the shame of feeling pleasure, of feeling sexual, of feeling sexy, of feeling amazing, of knowing your worth. This is not narcissism. This is actual confidence. You're not taking from anyone by allowing yourself to feel in your full power. You aren't taking from anyone by allowing yourself to believe in yourself as this big being in this world. You're not taking from nobody, okay? What you are doing is giving to yourself, and you're receiving back what was taken from you. Tell me about this Prince of Cups energy, please. Actually, give me one for this guilt, pleasure. Thank you. Enlightenment. Exactly. So we got a lot of cards about the solar plexus and the sacral here when it comes to your pleasure center, your Venus energy. When it comes to I'm getting a lot of Mars Aries stuff too. Okay, so your enlightenment comes when you pass through the guilt point. Okay, when you pass through that 0 point. We got Saturn at 0. It hasn't moved since it went direct the other day. It's at 0 degrees 31 minutes. Your pleasure center right now is gifting you enlightenment. Dig deep into what may be blocking you sexually, what may be blocking you emotionally, what may be blocking you from any kind of past trauma that you've had to experience in this fucked up world. Okay, whatever's left from all the years of digging that you've done, there may be grains of sand left on the beach that need to be cleaned up so the water can be clear. Okay? Your next stage of enlightenment is kind of asking you to dig into your what you really are kind of guilty about feeling good about. So give yourself, find out what, they're saying it again, find out what is divinely correct for you in your path on this ascension. Because it's yours, it's somebody else's. I can't tell you how to do it right, Nobody can tell you how your ascension is supposed to look or feel. Nobody. It's yours. It's yours. Thank you, workaholic. Okay, so this has to do with a little bit, this is with the filmmaker, the Prince of Cups, the Page of Cups energy. So, when this energy starts to come full form, and you start to really, really receive your full soul, S-O-L, in your physical body. I'm hearing the 13th star. That's the central sun. So this central sun energy coming into the solar plexus. There's our sun, and then there's the central sun. Okay, so our Milky Way sun has been so manipulated and fucked with for so long, that some of us have gotten the information on we need to receive our codes back from that, from what we, walk out into the world and we receive codes from the sun, and the connection to the central sun. So it's almost like one of our bodies are receiving the sun, the Milky Way sun, and the other, the bigness of us, is receiving the central sun energy. Right now we are, and as I'm talking about that, I'm getting pings in my solar plexus. So what really is happening right now is, as you balance this, get rid of the guilt, your shame and trauma and everything from the past is now flushing and become 12:12 on the clock right now. So this is the new perspective of how the body works in coordinates with how the ascension in your energy field is going to align you to what you want and what you want to start building for this world. When this starts to really balance, you're going to feel like you can't stop working. You're going to see the vision. Okay, you're going to see that vision and you're going to hold it and you're going to work your ass off towards it. And this ain't no grind. This ain't no hustle. Everything is aligning to you and making this divinely correct in your world. So I hope this makes sense and I hope this is helpful. This is also throat chakra. Speak it. Intention, 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 intention. Set your intention every day on what is going to happen for you, because your reality is your words. You are speaking it now and every day henceforth. Okay? So let's see what this Queen of Wands has to say, and then I'm going to pull a soul card and you can get what you get. Okay? I won't be interpreting it. I'm just going to hold it up. All right. Tell me about this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, growth. That's also heart chakra energy. So our heart chakra is growing into wisdom, the wisdom of our own self-love and the wisdom of the love for humanity. Most importantly, to pass through and ascend the age of Aquarius. Listen to my words. To pass through and ascend the age of Aquarius, there is a connection with the collective that must be cleared through the heart chakra. And then there is an ascension into the age of Sagittarius. The age of Aquarius is not the next 2,000 years. The age of Aquarius was started in the late 50s, early 60s. The age of Aquarius is done when you say it is. Because the age of Aquarius didn't work out for humans. Okay, so I say that to say that the age of Sagittarius is the true power of the original human being, not these robot people. Okay, that's age of Aquarius. So, you can say what you want about that, I don't care. What's actually happening for you right now is you're proving your power in your growth as you're going through this season. And as we enter into Saggy season, you'll see this growth and how it's compared to your past or to other levels that you think you may have completed, or other levels that you have completed when you've gotten to, raised your self-awareness to a certain degree and raised your ascension to a certain degree. The next level up from that is a higher level of consciousness than you've ever experienced, a higher level of understanding about your reality, the pixels that you control, the words that you write into time-space. The creation energy is so incredibly powerful that it requires you to prove your power to it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That wasn't even me talking. I don't know what that was. All right. So on the bottom, we got sorrow, right? So this is everything we're passing through. We got sorrow. 3 of Swords, we're done with that. We got 5 of Pentacles, worry. These are the things that are going to come up for you. The 8 of Swords, interference. Okay, so this high vibrational, all of this pleasure, understanding your power and worth, stepping out into your greatness and your beauty and your confidence, working it into what your reality and what you're building for this world and for yourself and your family system, understanding your growth spiritually and how strong you are as a energetic being on this planet from divine light. That bigness, best believe the polarity of that is going to be all this. Okay, you just don't get the light without the dark. It don't happen that way. At the end, we have the 7 of Pentacles, failure. Some of you may really be on the verge of seeing yourself as you're kind of connecting to yourself as a true being of light and a true being of truth, right? A divine being on this planet. You come head to head with your own senses of failure. That's lies in the self-doubt and the trauma in your sacral and the guilt and maybe seeing and maybe feeling yourself rise over others that you thought could come with you. It's a big one. Address it as soon as it comes up. Put that worry down as soon as it approaches. This is also, I'm hearing this health stuff. Health. Intend your way through life. Speak about yourself as a healthy being in all ways. Speak about the world as a healthy world in all ways. Do not let your eyes and all the things that are perceived to be horrible, bad, and fucked up interfere with you creating your reality from a place of amazing, awesome greatness. It starts with you. Everything aligns to you. Everything. So, I say that to say that as we continue down this road and as we close out 2032, listen to me, 2023, this is something that we know we can conquer. We know we can now. And we know it's not real. Okay? False evidence appearing real. Fear of failure, fear of dying, death, something going wrong, fear of lack and loss, fear of getting hurt, fear of the pain, of opening our heart and being drained, fear of having the whole world watch us and pick us with pricks and stuff. I'm seeing children who have been tested on. I was a child who was tested on for health stuff. I know how this fucks with you. I know how this fucks with you. I had migraines that were another level when I was like 6, 7, 8 years old, and they poked and prodded me for most of my life until recently. So I say this to say that the interference, also the TV, check what you're watching, if you're watching anything, the interference is going to be a trigger for you to really conquer your own mental state, your own mental stability, your own acknowledgement of how you are mismanifesting, and that's what I'm hearing, mismanifesting your reality. You guys know I don't like that word manifest, but mismanifesting your reality. Let yourself be clear of this. Okay, false evidence appearing real. I hope this finds you well. That was a lot, I know. Let me know how it sits with you. Let me know, tell me in the comments, let me know how it vibes, if it vibes, etc., etc. All right, so we're going to get some soul cards, and then I'm going to be on me way. Interesting. I just heard taste test your field. So for some of you, there's some energy that's in your field that doesn't need to be there. But it's almost like the only way that you can really pinpoint where it is, where it's coming from, is through your tongue, your taste buds. You can taste when energy is shifting. You can taste when something's not supposed to be there. Sour. I'm hearing sour. So if you're getting a sour taste throughout your day randomly, do some work to clear that immediately. Cancel, clear, delete. Whatever it is. Okay? Whatever it is, your taste buds are going to start telling you things. I know some of you have already gotten to that, and been using your taste buds to clear your field, and using your taste buds, your mouth, to tell you what's going on in the air. Okay, what's being sent to you via this airbender magic, and whatever the fuck they're trying to do. Okay, whatever and whoever is in your field, whether they're physically in your reality or not, their energy may still be coming through, and it may be coming through the throat, the tongue. Okay, one more. There we go. All right. So if you lasted this long with me, let's see what the soul cards want to say. So what do these images want to tell the collective about themselves? I'm going to pull one more. So we're going to pull two for the polarity. What's the polarity of that? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. So, first card. Remember, I'm not going to interpret this. I'm just going to hold it up. Hope you can see that. So what do you get from this in regards to your soul ascension? How does this resonate with you in this now? Sit with it, chew on it. Number 2. I love this one. What does this one tell you? What does this one say? How can you utilize this image in your day-to-day, in your ascension process, in your path to self-mastery? Ooh, that's power. Deep breath in for that one. And on the bottom, there we go. Walk in thy light. Yes. You are so protected. You are so loved. And you are so capable of becoming the biggest, brightest, most balanced and peaceful version of self that you've ever had in all lifetimes. So be it, and so it is. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate your time and your energy. Sending you all love and ascension and higher understanding of everything that needs to be understood in a higher way. All praises to the Most High. Thank you. I love you, and I will. will see you soon.